Winds continue to rip across their area. We'll talk about how that will influence the rain chance in your area. Your forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas starts right now.
This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi friends, Rusty back here at Meteo Mundo. We're your home for Caribbean weather. Great to see you on a Friday. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Coming up in this video, I just feel like the story of the last few weeks has been about the wind. We'll talk about some 35, 40 mile an hour winds again for today, some fast moving showers and some really elevated surf and sea conditions as well. As always, I'd love to hear from a Meteo Mundo weather community. Let me know in the comment section below where you're viewing from, what the weather has been like. Meteo Mundo is sponsored by the Lean Law Firm of Central Florida, your hometown homeowners insurance attorneys. They offer free consultation and policy reviews. Anything that can impact you or your property, they're there to walk you every step through the insurance claim process. All you have to do is go to leanonmelaw.com if you would like more information. Visible satellite imagery, current temperatures on the board, which on this Friday topped off mainly in the low to mid 80s. We had a couple of spots sneak into the upper 80s to right around 90 degrees. 90 degrees Fahrenheit is going to be 32 degrees Celsius. That, of course, is part of the story, but the winds are the other big story. Look at how widespread our 25, 30, and even 35 mile an hour wind gusts were for today. Let's talk about how this is kind of influencing the situation outside right now. You can first of all see the easterlies are still well into play here, and there'll be the opportunity for some fast moving showers. Trinidad right now has a yellow alert for the high seas. We expect that. Barbados also has alert for swells. Expect that as well. Look, when you're talking about winds that are 25, 30 miles an hour in these spots, it's going to be a problem. We're going to get up to some double-digit swells moving into the eastern sides of some of these islands, where again, Martinique, fast-moving showers for today. Same thing for Dominica and Guadeloupe, where we had winds of 30 miles an hour. Oh, I'm not done. The winds are even stronger as you go farther north into the Lesser Antilles. Antigua today, a 33 mile an hour wind with some fast moving showers. Barbuda had some strong winds. Look at St. Bart's today, friends. A 45 mile an hour wind gust out of the east. Anguilla had a 30 mile an hour wind. Extremely ripping winds across portions of the Leeward Islands for today. And actually, the Real King sent me some video out of St. Kitts and Nevis from earlier in the week, and it's still the same story. The winds howling out of the east northeast, up to 55 kilometers in some spots or more. That's 35 miles an hour or greater. It's a problem there across most of the Lesser Antilles, the Eastern Caribbean in general. If you live in these areas, let me know how these winds are impacting you guys, again, with some fast-moving showers. Appreciate the Real King sending in that video. If you want to send me a picture or video to help tell the weather story here on Meteo Mundo, email me, mymeteomundo@gmail.com. Of course, include your name, where the picture or video is from. You want to give me a description about what's happening. I appreciate that. Appreciate the Meteo Mundo weather community. But again, that's still the story, guys. 45 mile an hour wind gusts for today. Hey, guess what? It's just as windy in places in the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, from Anegada towards Roadtown, Tortola, Yost, Van Dyke, St. Thomas, St. John, St. Croix. About a 30 plus mile an hour wind there in the Christiansted area for today. Aguadilla had a 35 mile an hour wind gust. San Juan right around a 30 as well. Obviously, this comes with small craft advisories, small craft warnings, rip current risk, right? All of that's going to come into play when you're talking about these kinds of winds. Let's take a look at the live radar here out of the southeast sides of Puerto Rico. That's going to pop on, and you're just going to see a smattering of light rain. There's nothing very concentrated, but there's a lot of little green on this map, right? A little brief shower near St. John right now. Same thing for St. Thomas. A couple of showers over the St. Croix area. Really spotty rain over Puerto Rico. It's not going to add up to much. They're fast-moving little drops of rain that come along with a lot of breeze as well. And of course, this will hit the eastern sides of the Dominican Republic, where the same windward sides of the islands here will continue to see the opportunity again for some pretty gusty winds from time to time. And so, some of the showers will build in over the Samana Peninsula towards Santiago de los Caballeros, over towards Santo Domingo and Puerto Plata. And those showers from time to time could be on the heavier side. You notice a little bit of thicker white cloud coverage there, building in some of that wind and rain. Still breezy on the Haitian side, but we're relatively dry there. Turks and Caicos, how about a 35 mile an hour wind gust there? Through portions of the islands near the Cockburn Town area. But again, very breezy conditions. Can't rule out a fast-moving shower there. Same thing for the southeast sides of the Bahamas. Now, as we get into the northern side of the Bahamas for today, we do have a stationary boundary kind of just situated right over that area. When I put the radar out of Florida here onto the map, you're going to see a couple of showers just to the north and west of Walker's Key and the Grand Bahama areas. I'm not expecting that rain to mainly make its way into that area. Could there be a little shower over that area? Possibly, but down the road, we're going to get a better rain chance. This little area where we have the cloud coverage right now is actually working its way back to the north, all right? So believe it or not, it's actually going to get drier here for a little bit. Temperature in Freeport right now in at 81, Nassau in at 83. Mainly dry forecast for our friends in Cuba. It's been a beautiful day in Jamaica for today as well. Kingston, again, right around the upper 80s for a daytime high, around 30 degrees Celsius. Relatively dry. The large wave and strong wind advisories are still in effect for Jamaica, for the near-shore waters along the northern coast, and then the offshore waters near the Pedro Bank area along the southern coast. Mariners, fishermen, please keep that in mind. I feel like that this advisory has been up for the last couple of weeks, but there is a good reason. The gusts here continue to be quite strong from time to time, well over 25 and 30 miles an hour. We'll continue to see some breezy conditions across portions of the Cayman Islands as well. You can see the thicker cloud coverage over portions of Central America, and even Quintana Roo, where, again, just a little bit more moisture-laden air could provide a couple of showers near the Tulum area down towards Chechmal. Fast-moving showers could try and rip into coastal sections of Belize and Guatemala. Again, the opportunity for this easterly breeze to just throw a couple of showers along the immediate coast. I'm not expecting anything widespread, but again, this is just an area that continues to have a few showers. Now, some of these clouds are just fair weather passing clouds, but even the Bay Islands and places like La Ceiba and San Pedro Sula could catch a couple of showers. Very windy conditions continue in the southwest side of the Caribbean, just offshore from Nicaragua and Panama and Costa Rica. And our friends in the ABC Islands, again, fast-moving showers are possible in these areas. Actually, a pretty decent rain for Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao over the next 24 hours or so. But again, the bigger story is just all of the wind that continues to encompass the area, kicking up the sea conditions and bringing some fast-moving showers. So we'll get into the forecast. And as always, friends, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for taking a quick second as a very small payback and liking this video. If you have not subscribed to Meteo Mundo, again, we are now over 50,000 subscribers. I thank each and every one of you as well. Thank you for subscribing, sharing the channel with your family and friends, and of course, finding ways to support the channel, the memberships, the super thanks, and you can find other ways in the description below. Let's get into the wind first, and then we'll get into the rain. The wind obviously continues to be a huge factor here. A couple of things I'll point out here as I'm setting this up. There is going to be a near gale warning. Actually, let me do this real quick here, guys. I just need to get the... trying to talk and think at the same time can sometimes be a big issue, but hopefully, if I can just set this up right, it should be good. There's a near gale warning for the Bahamas on the exposed eastern side of the Atlantic. There is small craft warnings in effect for Bermuda as well. There are so many areas that have some kind of marine advisory or warnings in play that it's actually more than not. And it's because the winds are so fresh outside right now and will continue. Again, we'll just start off here in the Eastern Caribbean. There's just not a lot in the way of change coming up over the next few days, over the weekend into early next week. We still have a dominant area of high pressure in the Western Atlantic. It is kind of retrograding back to the east a little bit, but we're still on the south side of it, the south and the southwest side. So your purples and pinks of winds of 20 to 25 miles an hour continue right across all of the Lesser Antilles. And just like today, you know, places like St. Bart's could get a wind gust over 40 and 45, but this is a consistent wind of at least 20 to 25 miles an hour, or, you know, 30 to 35 kilometers, and could again freshen up to 55, even 60 kilometers from time to time. These winds, excuse me, I went a little bit too far. We'll just race across the southern sides of the Caribbean as well. So Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao will still have a steady easterly breeze over the weekend at about the same numbers. I expect there to be a pretty good chance for showers tomorrow in the U.S. and British Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico, and then we'll start to see a little bit drier air nudge in. Notice the winds relax just a little bit here. So the wind should lighten up a little bit, especially on the northern coastline of Puerto Rico, the northeast sides of the Dominican Republic, and then through the Turks and Caicos and the Bahamas, where we will actually by early next week get a very brief shift of winds that start out of the south, but actually come back out of the north. We finally have a strong enough cold front, and it's been a few weeks to turn the winds in places like Nassau, New Providence, that's right, so many Providences, the Abacos, the Eleuthera Island, on over towards Bimini, Freeport, Lucaya, and Grand Bahama, Andros. Just a bit of a turn to the north for a brief time as we get into Monday. Now, eventually those winds will turn back out of the east. That's going to kick up the sea conditions again on the eastern sides of the islands, central sides of the Bahamas. Look, even Exuma and Cat Island and Rum Cay have an opportunity for just a touch of a north wind. It may last less than 12 hours, but that opportunity is going to be there, and that will come with a little bit better rain chance as well. Notice how we are able to push just a touch of a northerly component to the wind all the way back through the Windward Passage and into Jamaica and even the Cayman Islands. It's not going to be much of a north wind, but just enough. Maybe we tick down the humidity slightly and take a degree or two off of our temperatures as well. Western sides of the Caribbean should stay with a fairly brisk easterly wind. Not going to be as strong as the eastern side, but still some 15 to 25 mile an hour wind gusts are absolutely likely. Okay, let's get into the rainfall forecast for our areas. Again, it's fast moving shower time, guys. There's a lot of green on the map, but nothing is going to be crazy concentrated. There's going to be many areas that will pick up showers each of the next 3, maybe even 5 consecutive days, yet not total more than 25 millimeters of rain or 1 inch. That's how fast moving these showers are. And there are many locations that could get multiple rounds of rain in just one day. And if you've had a couple of, multiple rounds, let me know in the comment section below. Someone, I believe in the ABC Island, said there was a day a week or two ago, they had 7 different rain showers during the daylight hours in one day. That's amazing stuff, but this is the pattern that we're in. So you can see Barbados, again, fast moving showers. Look, many dry hours, relatively speaking. It's not a bad forecast to be outdoors. I don't expect there to be a ton of rain in places like Trinidad and Tobago and Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Barbados, and North. We will start to see a little bit higher moisture content, just like today for Martinique and Dominica on over towards Guadeloupe. Fast moving showers there with some extra cloud coverage from time to time. Ripping winds to the Lesser Antilles over the weekend and into early next week. As you can see, for tomorrow, the 15th, here's the rain over Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. As a matter of fact, because I mentioned, I just want to start here. You can clearly see for St. Thomas, St. Croix, St. John, places like Virgin Gorda and Yost Van Dyke and Anegada, good 50 to 60% chance of rain on your Saturday, okay? Watch the showers coming in. Beginning on Sunday, the 16th, a few showers, but they're much more spotty, and the rain chances will actually be even lower in most areas as we get into our Monday. So there is a little bit drier air coming in. Passing showers, I did it again too fast. Sometimes this mouse goes crazy. Passing showers again for the Dominican Republic, mainly dry in Haiti. A brief shower is possible in Jamaica, guys. My friends on the northeast side of the island, Port Maria, Port Antonio, Ocho Rios, you got a slightly better chance than places even like Kingston, Portmore, Spanish Town. A brief shower is possible in Montego Bay, Lucy, and Negril. Central interior sides like Linstead, Mandeville, and Maypen. If you catch a shower, consider yourselves lucky. I don't really have it in the forecast. Same thing for my friends in the Cayman Islands. It's a relatively dry 3-day period. You notice, and again, this mouse is going crazy. You notice that here, even in the northern sides of Central America, in Quintana Roo, the Yucatan, a few brief showers are possible, but I'm not expecting a ton of rain overall. And more than likely, there's going to be a few days where we're just completely dry in these areas. So even like Roatan and Utila and Guanaja and Belize City, Dangriga, you get a few showers over the next couple of days. That's probably on par, but a couple of spots might not even get that. And we continue to see some showers working their way into the southwest side of the Caribbean. Now, I do expect there to be a pretty good chance for rain in the ABC Islands on Saturday. Again, it's going to be fast moving showers in this area, but Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao, all with that opportunity. And then up towards the Bahamas, we're still dry over the next few days. But beginning on Monday, here comes our next front, and that should spell a few showers for the Northwest Bahamas on Monday. Places like Grand Bahama, the Abacos, Walker's Key, Bimini will certainly see an uptick in the rainfall chances there. When we look at the European rainfall totals, this is what it looks like on your screen. Once again, relatively decent, chance for rain in a lot of spots. Nothing adds up to a ton. right? We're not, a lot. Notice that again, the easterlies here actually have a fair amount of rain, but right through the heart of central sides of the Caribbean. But you see a little bit of blue on that map, and you equate that to probably 15, 20 millimeters of rain, or about 3/4 of an inch of rain in a lot of spots. Still could see some heavier rain along the Caribbean coastline of Central America, and as the European does with the brisk easterlies, there's going to be a couple of spots on the windward side of the Lesser Antilles and Greater Antilles Islands that could catch maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain in a few areas. You got to watch out for the seas, though. Again, our boating friends here, our mariners, please pay attention. As we get into these darker greens and the yellows, those are seas of 10 feet or higher in some spots, several meters high in many locations. And I'm just going to move over to this side of the map because, again, look at all the green and yellows here. Another cold front coming off the United States East Coast. It's not going to be fun for the Bermuda area. And as I've mentioned, the winds actually turn back towards the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos early next week to freshen up the winds and the waves and the exposed waters of the Atlantic. This is all kind of a big problem spot. Once again, you guys know what vessel you're in, what it can handle, but I would certainly be checking in with the local marine forecast in many locations because it is going to be a big story. Those winds aren't going to be relaxed. Sheltered locations are going to be your best bet for the most part. This is the GFS model with the rain, and you can clearly see again, it brings on a couple of inches here along the Caribbean coastline, just to kind of give you a little bit of a flavor of what the GFS shows. Same thing as the European. When we look at some of the spots here on the windward side of places like Dominica and Martinique, you are going to go above an inch or between about 25 and 50 millimeters over the next few days. Again, it's not going to add up to a ton, but there are a couple of spots that have that. Most areas, though, like San Juan, it's a 1/2 inch of rain. Santo Domingo, it's a 1/2 inch of rain. And again, eventually down the road, we get some rain back into the Bahamas. But this time of the year, the moisture content just isn't as high. And my friends in Jamaica, again, let's try and get 1/4 inch of rain in a couple of spots across the island, but many dry hours and locations there as well. Friends, I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you following us across all of our social media platforms. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on TikTok. You can find us on a Facebook page. And of course, the email address that I've already mentioned, mymeteamundo@gmail.com. Meteo Mundo is sponsored by the Lean Law Firm of Central Florida, your hometown homeowners insurance attorneys. They're going to offer free consultation and policy reviews. Anything that can impact you or your property, they're there to walk you through every step of the insurance claim process. LeanOnMeLaw.com is the website to find more information. If you have a specific question about the forecast, drop it in the comments section below while you're down there. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend, friends. I'm back soon with your latest forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas, right here at Meteo Mundo.